Yeah, that's right. We are back here on Buzzer Wildcard. We are doing our fictional athlete Mount Rushmore. That video came from Steven Spielberg, if I'm reading that correctly. Sent that in.
Right. He shot it practically too.
He shot it practical. He's sort of trying to do like a Michael Bay thing, I think. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
cool, very cool.
Really good.
But
That
I'm
guy's-
Justin.
I'm Jason.
And we are gonna draft. We're gonna agree.
No,
we're gonna talk.
don't you
we're not.
dare.
We're not doing separate. We're agreeing on
isn't-
this.
We're acting as a team
Team.
against the greater forces of evil.
Yes, against the culture. We're
culture.
pushing out against society.
This is a culture war.
Yes, this is a culture war, and us two white dudes on two different sides of the liberal America are here to talk about it.
Coast to coast, baby.
Coast to
what
coast.
What we're doing is not a draft. We are acting collectively, and it's a concept very familiar. It's a Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
We're going to be the specific process by which we're going to arrive at this Mount Rushmore. We're going to do via a tier list. So we're sort of taking two formats from across the podcasting, YouTubing, TikToking pantheon and just kind of crushing them together, because the tier list will sort of serve as our elimination round for any hopeful Mount Rushmore candidates.
Exactly. And Mount Rushmore, just for everybody, is a mountain. It's short for mountain.
That is short for mountain. It's a good thing to remember.
And Rushmore is based on a Wes Anderson movie. So I believe it's the 4 stars of that movie are carved painstakingly into a mountain. Not actually.
We're trying
this
to recreate that with fictional
Try to
sports.
recreate that. Mount Rushmore, 4 presidents' heads. Honestly, every time I look at a real picture of Mount Rushmore, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
It's
That's
crazy
real.
and they did
It's
that
real.
so long ago.
Yes. Before, like, how do you even think about, like, we're about to think a little bit about fictional athletes. This person thought big, real, in rock, and made it. It's amazing.
He looked at a mountain and was like, I know 4 guys who gotta be on that thing forever.
He loves these 4 dudes. Loves them. He loves these 4 dudes. And I will say, as much as we love the fictional athletes we're about to talk about, I haven't carved them into anything.
No, I haven't. I wouldn't. It would. I feel like it would. I would look at it as like too much of a to carve them into like an eraser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
ooh, an eraser. That's your medium, right? You're sort
I'm
of
an eraser
eraser
carver,
head.
by the way. Yeah, I'm an
good.
eraser head.
You're an eraser head. Everyone has their medium. Mine
Everyone
is
does,
the
baby.
rectangle, the digital rectangle. This is my
And
medium.
you're an expert at that medium. I gotta say, you're really doing a lot of great work in there.
Look at me. man.
Check this out. My standing desk is lifting just ever so slightly. It was
Standing
bugging me
desk.
that it
Look at
wasn't
this
quite up there.
motherfucker.
Look, sometimes you work on an animated movie, and it's at a time when we're in a big boom in animation, and so all the
Yes.
studios are just sending desks and
Oh,
keyboards.
this is a
and
free
sweaters.
desk.
Free
Okay,
desk,
that's a flex.
baby. Yeah, and it looks like real wood. It's not, but it looks like it kind of.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
I have an ancient desk that I'm working on, perhaps used by one of the 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore.
I bet it was. So Justin, just as a sort of table setting here, what's your relationship like with fake athletes, with fictitious athletes?
I mean, so we're drawing from movies, television, animation, anywhere an athlete was invented to be in a pop culture situation. We are going to call on that. I mean, I love sports movies. There's some sports television we're going to hit on that is top tier entertainment.
Sure.
Friday Night Lights.
Okay, got it.
I'm thinking, that's where, and that's like, it's very hard. I think it seems like a dumb genre, sports TV and movies, because like, yeah, they're going to lose and then they win in the end. It's actually so hard, I think, to make convincing fake athletes feel big and real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is kind of crazy. Like, anytime I watch a movie, I'd say 9 times out of 10, when I'm watching a movie or a TV show, and like, I've worked on set, I've seen things like this shot before. Every time I'm watching, I'm like, it's real as hell. Like, I get really into it. I watch Vince Papali in Invincible, and I think he's really rushing at that guy when he's teaching him about white knuckles or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I also think it's the reality. It's in filmmaking, like you're saying, it's hard to make something seem real but be heightened without dipping. Like making a superhero movie, you have a little bit of flexibility because it's like, wow, that guy's flying. That is a Superman.
Yeah,
I don't have my
believe
own.
a man is super.
Right, but I don't have my own vision of Superman that I watch every Sunday.
Right.
To compare it to. But with football, you're like, that's not real. That's too crazy. It's not like that. So it's really hard to replicate the feeling of real sports in a fictional way.
Yeah.
And then just from a personality point of view, it's hard to make an athlete that is simultaneously inspiring but not just like too much, because there's an authenticity you have to hit.
Yeah, you have to really make it like, because if it's like not to denigrate a work of semi nonfiction that won't be appearing in this list, but there's that like Kurt Warner movie starring what's his name, Zachary Levi, and it gets to a certain level of like inspirational that you just simply cannot buy it, no matter how hard you try.
Well, that's the other hard thing is like treading the line between like treacly. Like I think we're going to touch on this a little bit when we get to someone like a Rudy, like a character that I feel like everyone's like, name a football thing, and people are like, did you hear about Rudy?
Yeah,
his name is Rudy Radowski, and it's like, that's not real. That's the part that's real. That's the part that's real.
That is the one part that's real in that story is his name,
and that's weird. That's a punishment. No wonder he had to try so hard. His parents put him down bad. His parents put him down way bad.
It's pretty rough. And I will say, as a little bit of business up top, there are some athletes.
A reverse mullet.
Reverse mullet, business up top, and party. Wait, that's a regular mullet.
That's a regular mullet. You're right. That's a regular mullet. I think mullets. I'm a reverse mullet.
Yeah, you sort of close crop it in the back. And
I mean, truly, like I sort of am. It's like mess, and then like pretty tight in the back.
Yeah. You cover it up with that hat, and no one ever knows which way your mullet goes.
That's exactly right. Right.
There are a couple of athletes in this list that I think at first blush anyone watching might be like, that's a real athlete. It was in a movie, but that's a real guy. I was pretty selective about when a real guy is getting in here. Some of these I'd say stretch the bounds of being like a real guy or based on a real story, Yeah. And we'll get to it, but spoiler alert, Rudy's on this list.
Yes, no, I mean, you got to. So a little bit of rule setting, like you said, we're collaborating on this list. We're going to have some light debate. We're going to tier some people, I think.
Absolutely.
I don't actually know. I'm just guessing that's what we're going to do. But we have to choose four at the end. We're not inventing a fifth head, a fifth president to throw on Mount Rushmore.
I wish.
It's four fictional athletes across all of the sports. You know, we're not limiting it to like the big four leagues or anything like that. It's true all sport.
All sport. And there might be some debate. I'd say I don't know where you land on certain things. I don't know how didactic you get with your qualification on sports. I'd say there are some things here that one might argue are less sport, more art. And so I think we'll sometimes, we might have to factor that in. In terms of our our tier ranking, which people are getting into the sort of finals for being on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
It'll be, I think part of it is how good of an athlete were they within their narrative.
Right.
How interesting and fun were they to watch, right? Like just how iconic were they? How entertaining were they? Things like that. And then I think a big part of it is also just going to be how much of an athlete was this, like how much was this character an athlete,
Oh, that's interesting. Because you know what? I feel like we're not going to end up choosing like the four best athletes. No. It's because
that'd be boring too.
What's that?
I think that'd be boring too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And also, like, we don't know that really. No. But like, if you like, Babe Ruth is very famous. That dude was eating he was drinking lard, and beer, and like, you wouldn't call him. He's one of the most famous athletes of all time, held up as the greatest. Right. When really that dude ate a hoagie, smoked a cigar, swung a bat, and just had like that old meat muscle. That old-timey, just gut-busting, yesterday's steak hitting the baseball.
A real man is what you're saying.
Yes.
The ideal male form.
Yeah. Someone who can eat like shit and still get through the day. Whoo! Dream.
And get to home base.
Get to home base.
All right. Well, without further ado, I think we just start diving into this because we got to start getting didactic.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are
Holy
our
shit.
tiers, baby. Yeah. There's a lot of places we could start. I
Wow, you
think
put
we,
way more work into this than I thought you did.
it looks like more work than you think. It really took me all of 15 minutes on Google and a tier list maker. So,
Great. I love this.
and just remembering like what's a movie? What's a movie that had sports in it?
Okay.
Some of these are going to be hard to see, and so I'll enunciate for the ones that we don't know. But I think first off, so some are going to be from similar movies. Some are going to be performed by the same actor. And I think once we get to the sort of Rushmore thing, we are going to have to sort of, we can't have 4 Adam Sandlers up on Mount Rushmore, right?
No.
That would be
No,
terrible.
wow, that would be a wild choice.
repetitive mountain.
I can think of 3, maybe. I don't know who your 4th Sandler athlete is.
Oh gosh, let's see. Okay, I think since I just looked at this, I should be able to rattle them off. You've got Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
You've got Paul Crewe.
Okay.
From Longest Yard.
Great.
You've got
And then Waterboy.
gosh, dang it, Waterboy, of course.
Bobby Boucher.
In the movie Hustle, does he play a former athlete or is he just like a rep? Is he like a manager or a coach or something?
The fact that you're asking that question means you've lost.
Okay, well, we'll revisit that at another day when we do our Adam Sandler sports movie draft.
I think we just did it, technically. Clip it.
Nah,
Put it out. Tag
okay,
the Sandman. He gets it.
Let's start with Apollo Creed, baby. Where are we putting Apollo Creed?
That's a good one. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like, before the movie Creed, I feel like this was not someone we would consider a protagonist athlete. Now
Sure.
I feel like the Creed family has been so redeemed that I feel like that bumps him up a couple tiers, even though he's the bad guy, Creed.
He is the bad guy. Yeah, in Rocky, he's the bad guy. Over the long run, over the Rocky movies, he does have, he gets a little bit more of, kind of a redemption run. But then, yeah, once the Creed movies arrive, you do bump him in, and now you got to view him as a father, which you didn't before. And there will be some antagonists here, right? And are they very entertaining antagonists?
I think that's a B tier. I think
A B tier. Okay. We'll put them
So
at
we have
B
5 tiers here. We have A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
and of course S, because that's the way my alphabet goes.
Yeah, and S is kind of well, stands for the so glad to be starting the alphabet.
All the letters stand for long sentences, and Jason's going to walk us through each one.
Yeah, as we get there, as they become relevant, I'll let
Yeah.
you guys know which sentences, the secret sentences of the alphabet.
Like B's for baby, I'm right behind A. This is what B stands for. B is short for.
That's right. Teachers forget that one is the weird thing of all the alphabet sentences. That one's the one they leave out the most.
Yeah. And they can't say what A stands for because it's just ass, ass, ass.
Yeah,
It's
that's
three
the biggest
asses.
problem.
That's what if you really corner any of the Sesame Street folk, Elmo will tell you it stands for ass, ass, ass.
And then he'll tell you to make that mother effer hammer time.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Big Sean reference. Okay, so you know what? What we're gonna move right into here is let's go for some Kenny Powers action. You an Eastbound and Down fan?
I love Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
Honestly, that's a show that I feel like gets better. Like a lot of it's like, does it age well? Yeah. I think Eastbound is strong, but it's hard. One of the factors here is inspiration, and Kenny Powers is not bringing you, filling your heart.
He kind of gives you opposite inspiration, I'd say. He's usually like, "Nah, this sucks, and I hate everything. I wish I was young and hot and strong still."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very entertaining though.
So the best.
But I will say it would be insane. Okay, just like thinking about the project of, in this fictional universe where all these athletes exist and they're building the Mount Rushmore of athletes, having Kenny Powers on that mountain would be insane no matter what.
Yes.
So I think we got to put him at C tier, unfortunately.
I think dropping in C, that's good. But he'd be a great face to have in stone.
That is true. That's a face that, and it would be like a good challenge. Like anyone who can carve that face out of stone is like, that's how you know you're sort of a master. That's like the barometer for once you've reached master stone carver.
If you could put a mullet like that in forever rock, you're a king. You're a real sculptor.
An absolute king. Okay. From here, you know what? Let's go for Marty Supreme. Let's, topical, recent, within the last year. Marty Supreme, where's he going?
Fantastic movie. Love him. I
He
think he's down.
aspires so
He
hard to make
aspires. The confidence is strong. But I think he's not. He's not what anyone thinks of with athlete. Look at you dropping him, floating him over the S. I feel like you look at Marty Supreme, and that's a great character. That's a great story. It's a great movie. But that's not an athlete I'm putting in the top.
But he has that Mamba mentality.
Yeah. Oh wow. I would put him in
well,
the C. A D.
You put him in
Okay,
C?
great.
Because he doesn't demonstrate too much. Well, there's a little physical prowess.
Yeah.
He's jumping all around. I'll put him in C for now.
And I mean, in the movie, he's amazing with it. That looks like
Yeah.
he did.
C, which by the way, that leads us to the sentence for C. C stands for cool guy, not necessarily great athlete.
Nice. Yes, that one feels very apt for what we're doing.
Exactly.
When ass, less so, but this very specific to our task here.
Well, an ass is what you will feel like once you didn't quite make the finalist tier for for the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. That's a way to start the alphabet.
Let's go straight for Forrest Gump.
Oh man, this one's hard. Have you watched Forrest Gump in the last 10 years of your life? Of your life, your precious life?
Of my one precious life, I can't say I have, but from what I remember of Forrest Gump, I can imagine it probably aged super, super well. That it will be just as emotional and inspirational today as audiences found it in 1990 or whatever.
Nothing about this movie is good anymore. This movie is poison now. This is the pizza you were like, I'll take a bite out of it. It's only been around for a week.
Huh.
No. Bad.
But he did
watch Castaway twice instead of watching this movie.
He did play college football.
And at the time, amazing.
Hey, amazing.
He's so good he can't even stop.
Yeah.
He doesn't know when to stop.
He ran across the whole country.
He ran across the whole country. Everyone said, "Run, Forrest, run." And everyone has said that in their lives and heard it said in their lives.
Pretty iconic moment.
Yeah.
I think I want to put him in D, but it's like there's kind of no way with how iconic it is. I think you have to go C.
Well, really filling up C, but yuck, no.
No?
I mean, I just think he can't be above C.
Okay. I'm going to put him at C for now if we really feel like C's getting too crowded. I imagine C will be pretty full, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I do think it's time to talk about a really good boy.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Air Bud, baby. I'm kind of...
Yes. I agree with you. I think Air Bud does have to go in S tier. Because I think the actual meta-narrative of Air Bud as a cultural character is a sports story. Because this is a dumb movie that was made. It was like, I don't know. But back when there was money everywhere and they're like,
back when it was just like, I don't know, dog sports, let's go, $50 million. Yeah.
But internet culture, meme culture has taken Air Bud and made him into a underdog, pun intended, story where this dog is like the idea of like there's no rule saying you can't have a dog play basketball. That is literally like how our world works now. There's no rule that says you can't do X. That's like, society has molded itself around Air Bud. So,
wow. That's a compelling argument. I mean, that's if that doesn't deserve to be on Mount Rushmore, I kind of don't know what does. Right? You changed culture forever, and people use you as a tentpole of underdog athletic achievement.
And I'm not saying culture's made better by Air Bud, our Air Bud lifestyle, but I do think it's undeniable.
Undeniable. I really like that. Okay. So from here, I think we have to have a little bit of a conversation first and foremost about what sports are. I'm floating Beth Harmon from the Queen's Gambit here.
Wow.
Excellent chess player.
Yes. Just a quick question. What are you hoping for here? What do you want? What do you want out of this?
Hey, Justin, I don't come in looking for answers. I come in with a question.
I do. I see that.
Is chess at all a sport? Is there any argument for that, or is it basically just like not a sport, not an athlete?
I think you could say chess is a sport, and in a larger conversation about like athletes, inspiring athletes across pop culture, there's no way we can put Beth on the Mount Rushmore of fictional athletes. And I'll
Sure.
take if the people watching this right now are chess freaks, I'll lay down and die as
Okay.
requested.
So we're putting her into D tier then? Is that what's happening?
I think I mean I don't want to. If you don't want to make a case, make a case.
You know, I kind of want to, but I think we're early. I don't want to piss you off. I don't want to get you in a bad mood. I'm afraid of what might happen to me.
Literally impossible.
We'll put her in D, which stands, of course, for Dag Nabbit. There's a whole lot more letters to go in this here alphabet, but at least we're done with the tier list.
That's great. That's an important signpost to keep kids going in the alphabet.
Exactly. Yeah. It's.
Dagnabbit.
I think it's always important for kids to know how much there is left, right?
Yeah.
It's why pizza is so universal, is that you always can see how much pizza there is left when you've eaten.
Yeah, that's my big problem with like turkeys. Is like there's a lot of air in there.
A lot of air in there, bones.
I don't
Like
know how much is left.
basically, like 60% of the turkey is not stuff you eat. You know,
Exactly.
impossible. That's why Thanksgivings are always so contentious for me.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is a lie.
I'm always yelling, "How much more?"
Grandma, how much more?
Speaking of grandma, really incredible segue for you. I'm looking for her beautiful shiny face. Here we go. I don't know if you're a Hey Arnold fan.
Not a huge. Hey Arnold, you have to make the case for this one.
So-
I don't know anything about this.
Grandma Gertie, this is, sort of, some might call it a running gag. I might call it sort of, a reoccurring show of athletic prowess. She's very often doing cutaways or exiting scenes because she's going to play a hockey game, going to do karate, going to, basically go to war. She's often shown having, some semblance of athletic dominance, not just prowess, but like truly kicking ass on the street, on the ice, in the dojo. It's not her defining trait necessarily, but it is a common occurrence for her to really show up and kind of go hard in the paint. I don't think she belongs on Mount Rushmore necessarily. But I think she's contributed to the larger sports conversation and culture, I think, among the generation who at least grew up on Hey Arnold, and showing that at any age you can still get out there and do it.
That is inspirational. And honestly,
Right?
put her next to Forrest. They can
Let's
hang
put her
out.
next to Forrest. Yeah, they can hang out. They'll get along. They'll get along very well. Okay, there's a Karate Kid conversation that I think we might as well have right now.
Good, yes.
So on this list, we have Mr. Miyagi, we have
Yes.
Daniel LaRusso, and we have Johnny Lawrence.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously, Daniel LaRusso, he's the good guy. He never cheated necessarily. We rooted for him.
Bad at Halloween costumes.
Very bad at Halloween costumes.
Good at karate eventually.
Good at karate eventually. I'm curious. Let's start with him. Let's say where do we think Daniel LaRusso belongs here in terms of his contributions?
Well, here let's be real about what our guy Danny did.
Okay.
He had one kick. He had one good kick. He's not out here, I know maybe in your Karate Kid Part 2, your Cobra Kai, like there's some other stuff that he's done. But from the life story we've seen of him across the larger Karate Kidiverse, he hasn't done much.
Huh. He owns a car dealership.
Yes, that is true for a lot of athletes, but not ones that have their face on a mountain. If I had to do the rankings of these three Karate Kid characters you just mentioned, I would go Miyagi, LaRusso, Johnny.
Wow. Now I definitely agree. I'm gonna say I do think LaRusso goes in B tier personally. I think that's where I'm putting him.
Okay.
Just because iconic enough, very influential, right? People aspired to be Daniel, in a lot of ways. I think Miyagi, that's an A tier if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's great.
He's a master. He keeps himself under control. He passes off a lot of wisdom. Great example. Nice guy. Just all around. And also, those cars, man. Johnny Lawrence. The only thing here is, this is of the three of them, the only one to then go on, decades later and have a whole second act to his career with that much success. And I know Daniel LaRusso was also in Cobra Kai, but this was Johnny's show and he redeemed himself. It was a comeback story, right? LaRusso,
True.
not really a comeback necessarily, especially, what was he, like 10 in that show? Like, okay. Sorry you had to come back from, I don't know, a bad recess. I think Cobra Kai makes me almost want to put him up here, but I guess I can't.
No, I think he could go next to Danny. I think they are. If you were to compare to either bookends of their lives, it sort of equals out.
I think it equals out. I think they've really, and maybe that's the point of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in here with Jess from Bend It Like Beckham.
Great.
Yeah,
No.
ILB
No
head.
No idea. No idea.
I watched it once when I was a kid. I found it pretty influential. It was a pretty fun movie. It's a huge talking point.
Was an influential movie, I will say. Put soccer on the map. No one even played it.
That's so true. And in fact, like with how big soccer continues to become in the United States, we're just going to put her at B and not think about it unless you really have a problem with that.
That's great. Wow, I didn't know you love her so much.
I think Bend It Like Beckham is such a touchstone,
Yeah.
that you kind of just can't deny. All right. Now from here, there's a Will Ferrell conversation to be had. We've got Will Ferrell as Mr. Ice Skating in the ice skating movie. We've got him as Ricky Bobby in the race car movie.
Yes.
And then we have him as a basketball guy in semi-pro.
A lot of options here. I feel like, though, it's hard with parodies because you're essentially making fun of what it is,
Sure. But at the same time, Ricky Bobby, within the context of Talladega Nights, one of the winningest NASCAR drivers ever. I can't remember how many championships he won, but
well, and that's the one I would highlight of the three. I feel like that's the one that I think jumps into true athleticism.
I'm gonna Google how many championships did Ricky Bobby win. And it does become a question of, did Cal Naughton Jr. end up surpassing him?
Well, you're Googling. I mean, these were written. You made it seem like he won them, but this is a written story.
No.
It's not like
We're living in the fiction right now, my friend.
That's true. We are in a fictional world.
So, okay, I'm finding out here, and I guess I should have known this before. Ricky Bobby never won a championship.
Wow. Get him off the mount.
Yeah, I'd say, okay, he's influential, and I'm going to give him that for influential, but he's fallen just short of the mount. I'm going there for Blades of Glory, and this is one where it's the sort of art versus sport debate. You're kind of an athlete, you are an athlete, but, it's not a sport. It's like a competition for ice skating.
But that I would much more likely put an other ice skating athletes what's the amazing rom-com about hold on, I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah. Well, the amazing rom-com,
one of my favorite, Cutting Edge.
Skating?
Amazing movie.
Who's in that?
It's they're like 80s stars, but it's written one of the very first Tony Gilroy movies.
Whoa! Tony
Very
Gilroy,
good.
of course, of Michael Clayton, Andor,
Yes.
and the Bourne franchise fame.
Yes.
One of our great
And
living screenwriters.
He didn't do a lot of rom-coms, and this one is just great. D.B. Sweeney, Moira Kelly, great movie.
Wow.
And that's like a true athlete athletes on display in a
Okay. Is there? I mean, should I grab a picture of one of them and throw them in a tier, or you think they're not?
No, that's okay. We literally have so many faces.
We have so many. Okay, fine. I won't add more complication to it. Ooh. Semi-pro, he owned and played for his team. He wasn't very good, but that's a dual role. He was coach, star player, and owner.
I think that's a knock against him. But yeah,
knock against him.
To do all that, then you're unfocused.
Hey, versatility. Since when did versatility become so undervalued?
Fair. You don't see a lot of anybody coaching and playing on the team.
Not anymore, and that's what we got to bring back, baby. That American ingenuity. All right, let's see. How about we talk about Stick from Stick?
Stick from Stick.
Stick.
Did you watch this show?
I did. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, me too. And I gotta say, you're not gonna be on Mount Rushmore if we only got through a couple episodes. We're like, no, thank you. Haven't held my attention.
All right, Owen Wilson from Stick, you're knocking down to D. Even though I think the show's pretty good, it's all right.
Decent, and I love the idea of the show, and I love Owen Wilson, but
yeah,
it just wasn't a great sports show.
How about the kid from Stick?
Wow, interesting. You really went deep here. Is Apple funding this somehow? Is it a sneaky promo?
I just thought it was, it's really important to cover all of our bases. You got to make sure that the kid from Stick is represented.
When that was airing, I would walk down the street and crowds of people would be like cheering, like the kid from Stick, the kid from Stick.
That's the thing. Santi, I think, maybe. Is that his name?
Nice. No, I don't know. I would have a hard time if you were like, "What happened in Stick?" I wouldn't be like, "There's a kid."
I think, and the tough thing with Stick from Stick and the other kid from Stick is that Stick from Stick is like, he's solid, he's a pro, he had his years and whatever, but he just, he never quite got there. Whereas the kid from Stick has so much more potential. Can't get his head on straight. Neither one of them is quite, Yeah. Neither of them is going to really break through with that mentality.
Totally fair. Totally true.
Speaking of Apple, how about Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, America's funniest TV show?
Now, I mean, the thing with Ted Lasso is genuinely inspiring. People love it. One of the most rewatched and rewatchable shows around. Yeah. But too damaged by the later seasons for me. And Roy is part of that damage. The damage is done.
Do you think B tier with him, or are you going all the way down to C?
You could be. He had the inspiration. He can go.
He had the inspiration. He has a long, storied, career. He shows that you're never too grumpy to be a good guy or something.
Yeah.
And for all those you wondering why isn't Ted Lasso himself on this list, he's not an athlete. Come on, get real.
He would tell you that. He would tell you that.
He would tell you, and he'd have like a little anecdote from some sort of small town thing to sort of drop in about baking or something. Be pretty good. You'd
really
smile
sweet.
At it. Yeah. All right. How about Teen Wolf?
I mean, I think Teen Wolf's good. I like Teen Wolf.
I like Teen Wolf a lot, and I think influential.
Put him up in the S tier. We have an all dog S tier right now.
We're learning something here.
All dogs.
We are learning something. We like dogs in this house. I really like that. All right, Dom Toretto.
If you talk to the family, he'd be up there, but not my family.
Wow. Okay. And does the criminal activity take away from it, or would that help his case, you think?
I wish he was a better criminal. Honestly, I wish there was a little more crime.
Wish he got a little bit.
The car was doing all the work. Doing all the work.
Hey, come on. If you think that, you're not a real driver, baby.
Yeah. That may be true.
I think the thing is his physicality is so up and down that it's tough to call him like a B tier athlete, because it's really, sometimes he's looking like an egg in a vest, and sometimes he's looking like he might be a little jacked. I think you got to put him here. Much love, much respect for Big Dom.
Big Dom.
Okay, let's go back into Rocky Land. Ivan Drago.
Too bad.
Too bad of a guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would put him higher?
I almost want to put him higher because he's so again, he's in terms of influence, people talk about Drago as this like big touch point, but yeah, all right, he'll go in D because he's such a bad guy.
Bad dude.
I'm gonna save this little debate for later, but I think for right now, it's probably time to talk about Steve Urkel.
The number one Jason Hammond's quote. It's probably time to talk about Steve Urkel. That sounds like a Steve Urkel quote about Steve Urkel.
We need to talk about what we talk about when we talk about Steve Urkel.
Right. Yes, good. Talk to my therapist. I think it's time we talked about Steve Urkel.
So the thing with Urkel is obviously, Urkel's a nerd, whatever. But if you'll remember from that show I definitely watched a lot of, this guy would bust out some hoops talent every once in a while, and you'd be like, "Whoa, can Urkel kind of hoop?
Can he? It would be insane if people like. Let's fast forward into the future and have people be like, "How did it work out with your Mount Rushmore?" And we're like, "Urkel, Air Bud, Teen Wolf." They'd be like, "What the fuck happened to you?"
They pull up off the coast of Niagara Falls or wherever the hell Mount Rushmore is, and they look out upon it and see, oh, that's Steve Urkel's on there, really? I know Mount Rushmore is in the Dakotas.
Yeah, you could really made a huge mistake there. The real Rushmore heads are coming for you.
Yeah, all the Wes Anderson fans and the historians. Okay, it's funny. The funny thing about some of these right now is that the images are so small that I'm sometimes having a tough time seeing them.
Yes.
Which is really, really fun and good for me to remember which picture is which. So I'm kind of.
I mean, here's the thing: we don't have to go through. We could start to pick out the big dogs. If there are some that you feel like are, unnecessary, we don't have to do all of them.
Oh, it's not that I think they're unnecessary. I just think some of them I'm maybe too young for. Let's go to. I'm looking for Sam Malone here. Is that Sam Malone or is that some other guy?
That Sam looks Malone like from some Cheers. Other guy. Yes,
that's some other guy. He's in here. Here he is, Sam Malone.
Yes,
from Cheers, famed baseball player. Did have a big bad moment though.
This is a good pull. I like Sam. And when I was a kid, first watching Cheers, I was like, that's cool. He was an athlete, and now he owns this bar, but he still has the fame of being an athlete.
Yeah.
So I would put him up there.
You think B, or you putting all the way at A? Because he is, one of the more influential people ever.
I would go A.
I think that's good. All right, Lola Bunny. Only known for her sports prowess, basically.
True. And you want to have Lola Bunny come up in every episode of this show that we do.
That's what I'm hoping for.
So far, you're 2 for 2.
Because here's the thing. The differentiation between her and any of the other Toon Squad, right, is that Bugs we know from other stuff. Daffy we know from other stuff. Tweety, et cetera, et cetera. They all do other stuff. Lola we only know from playing basketball. And is displayed as being, from the start, very good at basketball.
Yes,
right?
True.
She's a bit of a ringer they bring in.
I mean, you're making a case. I think A tier with the potential to go to S.
I kind of think...
You want to put S?
If the S is the tier where we're then whittling down to figure out our Mount Rushmore, I think she deserves to be in that conversation.
Okay, drop her in. But just know that right now, we are absolute goofs. We're absolute goobers here with this.
All animals on our Mount
Air Bud, Teen Wolf, and Lola Bunny.
I think, okay, fine. Here's one that I feel like is guaranteed to at least be in the conversation unless you really dispute the sport idea of it. Maximus from The Gladiator.
I saw you put this in there. I was like, I mean, I guess technically he was the
original
Tom
athlete.
Brady of gladiatorial arena.
None of these people exist without Maximus. He had to really set the standard for performing in a stadium in front of screaming people.
Though, if you were to argue that sport took the place of straight up murdering people in war, he was in the part where he was still like, nah, we actually just murder people here still.
Yeah, I guess they weren't really keeping points. There was a sort of thumbs up, thumbs down system.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. He won't go in S tier. Are you arguing for him in B, A, or are you all the way lower than
You
that?
seem to love this guy, so put him in B if that's where your feelings are.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's the highest he'd go. Um, okay. Very, very real guy, Rudy.
I mean, here's the thing: Rudy is iconic, even though his claim to fame was
Yeah.
playing for like 2 seconds in one football game. But he sack the quarterback in his one play?
He may have. Let's see. I'm gonna put him in S tier so that I can then Google what did Rudy do.
I think it has to be S tier.
Oh gosh. Not after Notre Dame. Google was like, oh, of course you're wondering about after Notre Dame. No, I'm wondering what he did. Yeah, he in the final 27 seconds of a home game, he sacked the opposing quarterback.
Yeah. Everyone laid their jerseys on their coach's desk to make him play.
Right.
And he did one good thing once.
It really happened in real life. And
yep.
The funny, I mean, like, and the thing too is no one on earth is like recognizing Rudy's actual face, right?
The real Rudy.
The real Rudy.
Yeah, no.
Not a chance. You're only ever recognizing Sean Astin, and you're more likely to call Sean Astin Rudy than you are Sean Astin, you know?
100%. How'd this Rudy get into Mount Doom, you might say?
Exactly.
You might ask that.
You might ask that. Were you a man in that movie? This one doesn't need to be here, but I figured I'd put it in here anyway because it's such a recent hit. The movie Him, Marlon Wayans playing Isaiah White?
I haven't watched this movie, but it just came to streaming, and I actually want to. Is it good?
It's not a great movie. It's kind of a fun watch. I think it's a perfect like airplane or Netflix watch or whatever. He's fun. There's some cool stuff. Ultimately, this is an athlete who I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Justin, but he cheated to win in a lot of ways. So I don't think we can put him up, any higher than this. Really, he did a lot of shady stuff.
Feels like not inspiration if he's the victim of a horror movie.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
Yep. Well, no, he was not the victim. Marlon Wayans, I'd say, was more of the.
He was the villain. He was the villain, right?
Sort of a puppet master, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of the Saw. Okay, we'll keep rolling through here. You know what? Let's go for it. Big Rock himself, Rocky.
I mean, it has to be S tier.
Has to be.
I feel like Rocky is what people think of when they think of sports movie. It's synonymous, and it happens to also be a good movie that not only set the template but also breaks the formula that it was simultaneously creating by. Yeah. And a lot of people don't actually remember this. Rocky didn't win in the end of the first movie.
That is so true, and that important lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not going to win, but it's okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you just shout for your girlfriend, and that's enough.
How about the Challengers from Challengers? All three of them.
Here's the thing. Were they, all three of them, together,
playing
as one? The rare triples in tennis. I feel like their ultimate goals weren't sports victory, but internal, like, love triangle.
That's interesting that you would view that as their goals. I ultimately think every single one of them wanted to be the best there ever was. Maybe one of them was more interested in being loved, but I think at least two of them were like Mamba mentality. We got to be great. Them being Zendaya and Josh O'Connor. But at the same time, sure, they were very distracted by many a thing. I think it's an ultimate competitive movie though. And that you watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
The last shot, I think pitch perfect. I think you got to go B tier because that movie was a freight train.
Put him in, and I gotta say I like the breadth we're covering here.
Tried really to. We'll go back into Rocky Land. Creed, Adonis Creed.
Creed got to be up there. I feel like I've heard people talking about how Creed is surpassing Rocky as like this sort of character from this genre and even this franchise, if you want to call it.
I kind of think so too. I think I don't know if he surpassed him, but I think that like those three movies are so influential, so massive. It's like it's what Michael B. Jordan's a star from, in a big way. Like, I think he's in the conversation. Now there's a Paul Crewe conversation to be had because two men played Paul Crewe. Over the course of film history, we've got Adam Sandler and we've got Burt Reynolds.
Yes. I mean, I feel like I don't know. Not at the top for me.
Okay. Okay.
What
I
about
don't think
you?
they're at the top for me. I love the Adam Sandler Longest Yard.
Yeah.
And so like I'm tempted to put him at B, but he's also, he's cheating, he's got all sorts of problems. He's not doing so good, and it's a comeback story, but at what cost? I see we got to put him at C. Burt Reynolds, I'm going to put at D because I've never seen that movie. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have seen it ages ago, and Burt Reynolds was cool, but too dusty
Yeah.
at this point.
Too dusty. We gotta dust it off. This one, you've seen The Color of Money, right?
Yes.
Did you know that was a sequel to The Hustler?
Yes. And I will say I like that. I like both of those movies. But
Interesting.
similarly to similar to our other conversations, it's hard to put a pool movie on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Even though it's a great movie, I love pool. I grew up with a pool table in the home.
Yeah.
Pool big in my life.
So you think kind of cool guy, but not necessarily an athlete.
Correct.
Yeah. That's why he goes into C tier. Let's go Friday Night Lights, whatever his name was, Taylor Kitsch, the guy who played Johnny Friday Night
Tim
Lights.
Riggins.
Wow.
Put him up in S tier.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to find because here's the fight I was having in this is Tim Riggins versus Rudy. Because I like Tim Riggins more, much more like guy to root for
Right.
in all things. Also, I do think there's a certain point where like the way we all relate to sports does extend from high school. High school is like, well, obviously we all have a relationship with our teams we follow in professional sports, but high school football, there's something very American about it, and I feel like Tim Riggins is the platonic ideal of that person, that quarterback.
That's
That player, sorry, not quarterback.
Yeah. I love that argument. And I personally still haven't watched Friday Night Lights. Don't know why. It's a show that I should have watched. I'm a big football head, love all of it. But it is like, even having not watched Friday Night Lights, I know the name Tim Riggins. I have heard it 1,000 times in my life. And like, I can't go a week without hearing someone make a reference to that show.
Yeah, it's excellent. Even the weird season is good.
Is there a weird season?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but it gets wild for a while. Honestly, that show has a lot of ups and downs.
Wow.
Taylor Kitsch never emerged as a superstar.
Yeah.
But he really had the heat off of this show to do it and just didn't. John Carter didn't quite work for him, unfortunately.
Tough road for generic looking Australian guys in the mid 2000s. None of them quite broke through. You had Sam Worthington, you had Taylor Kitsch, you had Jai Courtney. And Taylor Kitsch, the run of Battleship, John Carter, and then X-Men Origins Wolverine, or whatever order those were in.
Bummer.
That's just a
absolute
bummer.
bummer. I feel like they should have fought each other to the death, so that Gladiator style, so that only one emerged, because then that person would be a star. They cancel each other out.
Yeah, of course. How familiar are you with the exploits of Pablo Sanchez?
No, none, zero.
Really? You never played backyard sports?
I've played sports in the backyard, if that's what you mean. I grew up in the country. We had more space, I guess.
Well, look, backyard sports, highly influential. Pablo Sanchez may not be the GOAT.
This is a game? What is this?
Yeah, I decided to bring in a character from a game.
I thought I was missing out on some like cool movie.
No, not at all, baby. Backyard sports, the game. Highly influential, but yeah, he's just a wee little kid. So if he played any sport against any of these guys, he'd get creamed.
Did you just drop him in B above Kenny Powers?
Okay, fine, we'll put him in C.
Strong. Really made an impact on
you. Billy Bean, as played by Brad Pitt, a very, very real guy, and everything in this movie that happened to him was super real, and he was portrayed exactly accurately.
Practically a documentary. Not an athlete. In fact, I would call him like change sports for moving away from the athlete and into another idea altogether.
I agree, but he was an athlete. He did play ball.
Yes, portrayed in this movie, he's not an athlete.
Sure.
The fiction that we're seeing,
and because he represents the analytics era and stuff, why not? We'll just drop him in D.
Yeah,
right below Pablo Sanchez.
Below Pablo Sanchez.
Are you a Caddyshack guy at all? Do you have any Caddyshack affinity?
I mean, I think Caddyshack is good, but We're going to get to another golfer in a little bit that I think, to me, outranks the Caddyshack squad.
Yeah, you better believe I've been holding that conversation off.
Yes, no, I know, you got it.
Okay, let's talk about the Sandlot then. Where are we putting the Jet?
I mean, I will say I loved this movie when I was a kid, and it was very, very influential.
I think he's definitely A or S for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting that A is the smallest tier here.
I know.
And
Shows
I
the
do
gap.
I do like in the Sandlot, if at the end, spoilers for the Sandlot, but he goes on to become an athlete.
Yeah, he does it. He like we're seeing the start of a story that becomes a great sports story before it becomes one. You know?
Yeah, and the rest of the kids went on to barf on the tilt-a-whirl for the rest of their lives.
I saw one of the other kids. The what's the redheaded kid's name?
I don't know.
I saw him very recently at a restaurant, and he does look exactly the same. Just add 30, 40 years. It's crazy.
Oh, great. Question mark. Awesome. Hopefully.
It depends on your outlook.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put him in A tier unless you think
I think it's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I think A is the right spot for him.
Okay. Cole Trickle, Tom Cruise, Top Gun, but he drives a race car.
Yes. I mean, this movie is cool, but I think it just doesn't hold up. That's not a movie I hold on to now as athletic prowess.
And because they made F1 instead of making, Knights of Thunder or whatever, then it just really dropped off the cultural landscape.
Yeah.
And speaking of F1, we got Sonny Hayes.
Same thing. Not big enough. Cool, but not cool enough.
No. I would almost put him in B tier only because within the confines of this movie, this guy wins the 24 hours at Le Mans and then almost immediately gets recruited as like a 40-year-old to go and drive a car in F1 and then ends up winning in F1. Come on.
All right. Put him up.
I'll put him up.
Not high. Not that high.
Not in B? Okay.
No, B's good. B's good. B's good. I'm just saying.
Okay. Now, Damson Idris, who plays Joshua in F1.
Yes. Maybe not. I got to rank him lower than that guy.
Yeah, I think he has more potential, but we haven't seen it yet. He learns a lot, he grows, but we haven't quite seen it.
We have to wait for F2.
We have to wait for F2. The Ninja Turtles.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know what you're hoping for here.
Mount Rushmore, they're all four.
Well, they're all. That's a bold claim. What? Because you're saying because they're ninjas.
Because they're ninjas, they're always doing backflips and stuff. Their friend has hockey sticks.
So from a sporting point of view, their friend has hockey sticks. Okay, Casey Jones. Yeah. And so to really drill down on this, you're saying they're athletes because they play one-on-one against Shredder.
Yeah, and they posterize him.
Yeah, like the original, like for the Turtles, their Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is Turtles versus Shredder. And keep in mind, Shredder famously wanted to eat them.
He did want to eat them, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like most sports are kind of about one side wanting to eat the other side.
Yeah, that's certainly true of of darts, but that's the other one. I believe in the UK dart leagues, you actually get to eat the loser.
Okay, $1 Million Baby, Jenny $1 Million Baby. Watch out for that ledge.
Now I feel like I don't really remember this movie. Maybe I didn't see it.
I kind of don't remember it either. Okay, we didn't.
Not
see
memorable.
It.
See you later.
Yeah. Waterboy, Jeffrey Waterboy.
As a sport movie, I feel like this is too much making fun of everything, and to me that's lower. I don't want to constantly be not. If you want to make a case for it, please do.
I don't. Waterboy is not a movie I have particularly affinity for. In the Adam Sandler pantheon, it's not super high up for me. But I know if it were my brother talking, he'd be really having a word. All right, Jerry Maguire, Cuba Gooding Jr., who plays, I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now, but he plays the athlete.
The name of the character, I believe, is Show Me the Money Guy.
Yeah, that's right. He's the guy who needs to show the money.
Yes, and man, talk about that's another iconic, just huge moment. But I would also say that movie's not actually about athleticism. That's about the hype around it. So I don't think
But are we talking about the movie or are we talking about the athlete?
Well, but I think we don't get to really follow his journey. It's about him getting a deal at the end of the day.
That's a good point. And hey, all sports are about getting a deal ultimately, so at least he's going in C tier. I'm
not in fictional sports world. It's about inspiring the fans.
Patches O'Houlihan, dodgeball legend.
I mean, similar thing. I feel like it's too much of a joke, and I don't want to be. I like jokes very much.
Do you?
I love jokes.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
That's for the audience that may not know. Justin, famous comedian.
Yeah,
so,
very, very famous budding comedian.
No, he's a hilarious guy.
Famously budding.
Jeff and John Heated Rivalry from the show Heated Rivalry.
Great athletes, but I would also say that's a story about their relationship. So it's not doesn't mean they're not good athletes, but I mean, I guess this is a question I would pose. Do we need to be a truly great fictional athlete? Right. Do we need to see that character win or lose, or at least go on the journey from an athletic journey?
I do agree. I think that's a good spot to get a didactic on. I think they belong in C tier only because it is also about their rivalry.
Yeah,
like to get so literal
and how heated it gets.
But like we do track a bit the sort of there is that competitiveness happening to some degree throughout the show, and I think it's an interesting element of it.
Yeah,
I think we go C on that.
Fair.
All right, who you want to talk about here? I'm gonna let this one up to you.
Nice. I don't know who a couple of these are. Is that Bill Murray down there? You got some Caddyshack here. Let's get the Caddyshack.
Let's get Caddyshack out of the way. So Bill Murray.
He's fighting a gopher. He is amazing. If this was the battles dominance v animals, Mount Rushmore, he'd be up there. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's an athlete. Wow. He's not even a golfer. He's a groundskeeper.
Hey, someone's got to keep those grounds, and he's winning that. He's winning that game every day.
Bill Murray versus grass.
Chevy Chase.
I feel like Chevy Chase, just as a person, it's hard to get past the actor in this one.
Yeah,
he's famously not cool.
Yeah,
for someone to be, he was famous for being cool. Then he was famous for being an asshole, and now he's just an asshole.
Yeah,
it's too bad.
Too bad.
A little insider on Chevy Chase, though. I heard one of the reasons why he, specifically in Community, in his last couple jobs, why he was such a jerk is because his eyesight was going, and he couldn't memorize lines. So because he couldn't memorize lines, he was always a little lost. They would do cue cards. He couldn't read them. So he would get so frustrated, he would just lash out at somebody. Jeez. So a lot of these stories are about him just being self-conscious and not knowing how to deal with it. Which I thought was, because I was always like, how is this guy who's been on sets his entire life being such an asshole now? And that explains it.
That does explain quite a lot. I realized my Happy Gilmore image wasn't in there, so I'm going to drop it in right now. Great. And then let's talk about Happy Gilmore.
I think put it up in S. I've been down on comedy throughout this because of the parody aspects of it. Happy Gilmore is able to be funny and also be an absolutely great sports story at the same time.
Yeah. It's just there's no denying here. Will Smith from Fresh Prince. He displays a lot of basketball prowess.
True. Though I think he's more famous for hailing a taxi from Philadelphia to California.
I guess that is sort of the highlight of his career, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, you know what? We're putting him at C. Cool guy, but not necessarily an athlete. I'm like, he is necessarly an athlete. You know what? No, he's going B.
Wow. All right.
Playing b-ball down by the school, it's such a big part of it, and he jumps from half court that one time,
Yeah. And I guess he was so good that he got into a fight about it and it changed his life.
Exactly.
For the better.
It's tough for everyone playing him. Okay, Al Bundy, you an Al Bundy guy?
No. Also, what are you talking about? This feels like an AI generated ad.
Fine, we'll put Al Bundy in D.
What was your case for him? What did he do? I don't even know.
He was an athlete.
Like in the show.
Yeah, in the show,
He's
he
a
was like
former athlete.
former athlete. He played like baseball or something.
Nice. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable with him indeed.
Yeah, why not? Either of the guys in White Men Can't Jump, Wesley Snipes or Woody Harrelson. Any argument for either?
I mean, I think great sports movie,
Yeah.
great culture movie, but probably not in the top tier for me. But I would put them up in B or A.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna go A because they were quite good at basketball. The two of them.
Very good, and also it's a movie that is simultaneously funny, poignant, and also featuring great sports stuff.
Absolutely. Gordon Bombay, the Mighty Ducks.
I mean, my guy. Here's the only thing: Gordon Bombay, great, learned a great lesson,
Huge.
but
lesson.
he did miss at the end of the day.
That's
He was
true.
haunted by it, by the fact, and I'll quote Adam Banks from the movie.
Yeah.
Gordon Bombay is like, man, another half an inch and I would have scored and we would have won. And Adam Banks says, a great sports fact that has always stuck with me in this movie, not like
Sure.
poetry,
Sure.
but this has always stuck with
Hey.
me. He says in response to Gordon Bombay, another half an inch and you would have missed completely. And I fucking
Wow.
love that. I think that is good advice
Flip
from
it.
Adam Banks, the cake eater himself. I would almost put Adam Banks in here because he's good.
You know what? I was like debating for a bit. I was like, because I loved the Mighty Ducks growing up. And I was
Same.
like, I don't want to put like 7 Mighty Ducks characters in here. You know, by the time you're getting to Keenan and all that, you're like, okay, we maybe
I will say the Knuckle Puck was a revelation.
the Knuckle Puck was a revelation. The amount of times we tried to do it out in the street, you know.
Not possible, I believe, technically, but
No, I mean,
was
well,
cool.
as far as I knew, yeah, it was cool as hell to see. So we'll say Gordon Bombay represents the majority of Mighty Ducks who exist in the A to B tier, but I don't think any of them, because it's such an ensemble, there's not a single Mighty Duck that breaks through into our Mount Rushmore.
And let me just chart the journey of the Mighty Ducks. They
Yeah.
faced off against the League in Mighty
Yeah.
Ducks. Mighty Ducks 2, they faced off against the hockey international teams in their age range. Played against the best athletes in the world. And where did they beat that? What did they top that with in Mighty Ducks 3? They played against varsity. Wow. Not cool.
Not cool.
Doesn't make sense.
It really that slick back hair coach, he really did them dirty too.
Yeah.
All right, Lee from Enter the Dragon, as played, of course, by Bruce Lee.
I mean, very good athlete. But, I don't know, it'd be hard to put him... I don't know if he's S. I can't quite see it because that occupies a different space in my brain. But you say what you think.
I mean, the argument for it here is that there are few things more iconic than, Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon in terms of like whether it be in combat and sports and athletics and movies, right? Like it is just you see Bruce Lee and you think like that is just, it is synonymous and it's so big and it's bigger than either the movie or him. Like his character there, I think, is so big. The tough thing is when you think about Mount Rushmore is very America specific.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're necessarily trying to do that, but I think that is sort of part of it because all of these movies ultimately are kind of about American sports.
Interesting. I mean, I just think it doesn't...
And there's no sports
like,
competition here.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a sports movie, despite the fact that he's practicing a sport discipline.
Right.
But he is the top of the game of it.
I know.
I think A's right for him.
Okay. Fine. It's a tough thing. Okay, you said you haven't seen Love and Basketball?
Have not.
Okay, well, we're gonna put her in. I'm gonna put her in B tier just because a very influential movie for women's basketball. Big
Yes.
moment. She's a great athlete, and it's a fun movie. It's a good romance.
Great.
All right. Some of these I'm like, oh yeah, Charlie Sheen from Major League. You have an affinity for that movie at all?
I mean, good movie. People love that movie. I think
Yeah.
it has to be A tier.
Okay.
At the very least, I think that movie's big. I think for people.
I haven't seen it, so I'm if it were just me here, I'd put him in D tier only out of ignorance.
Nice. I think we can leave him at A. I think that's good.
Okay,
Major,
cool.
just baseball. One of the most iconic baseball movies.
Right. So of what we've got left, I don't know if any of these are standing out to you at all, or like Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers, not an iconic athlete, but the lead athlete in an iconic movie. We've got I don't know, some other people. Eddie Felson. Oh, that's just the other picture of Paul Newman.
You love Paul Newman.
I love Paul Newman. He's a
Iconic
great guy.
man. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I accidentally mistook the thumbnail of the first thumbnail of Happy Gilmore for Paul Newman. It looked like him holding a pole cue. That's what happened there.
Hilarious.
Dottie from A League of Their Own.
I think S tier.
Yeah.
Amazing. Iconic. I mean, that's just how good that movie is.
Yeah.
That's
Unreal
a
good movie.
unbelievably good movie. And I was shitting on Forrest Gump, but Tom Hanks is so good in that movie.
Yeah.
I cry at that movie every time.
Well, and that is one of those movies where, like, I think Tom Hanks can really take over a movie a lot of the time. That's one of those movies where it felt like one of the few times that he gave like a convincing supporting performance, even though he is the lead. Like, yeah.
But what I love about it is they're both athletes, but he's the support athlete in her journey of athleticism. And man, just a great reluctant hero. And then the way it's the turn at the end is a Rocky-esque genius move. And it's still up for debate, I think. Does she let her sister score the run or not?
You know what?
Does she let Kit score?
It's like Inception. People always talk about the Inception spinning top.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion. One of my favorite movies, a basic opinion, but I love that movie. I don't have a stake in that game. I'm not trying to decide whether the top spun. I think it's another one of those moments that I'm like, I'm out of that debate. I don't want to have a horse in that race.
I think Dottie let her win. Is what I think. That's why it's Dottie's movie, and that's why she's on this wall and not Kit.
Goddamn right. Are you a fan of The Natural at all?
This is a movie that when Robert Redford passed, I was like, I've never seen this movie. I want to watch this movie. I've heard it's a great weird movie. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
Great weird movie.
D tier.
Wow.
Because we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Reggie Dinkins. Have you watched the first few episodes of Reggie Dinkins?
I have. Funny, not an athlete, not an iconic athlete.
He might get there.
He's not even iconic in the show.
Okay, I kind of think, for the rest of these, some of them are jokes, like Uncle Drew and the guy from whatever that ping pong movie was, the other one.
Oh, yeah. Balls of
Basketball. Do you want the basketball guys on here at all?
No, good movie, but they invented a sport. Ambitious.
Yeah. Very ambitious. So you know what? They're getting up to C. They're not in D tier because they invented a sport. Okay. So then from here, I think we just go right into deciding our Mount Rushmore, because I don't think any of these guys are breaking up into S tier here.
We've got 9. We need 4.
So we have, to recap, Air Bud, Teen Wolf, Lola Bunny, Rudy, Rocky, Creed, Adonis Creed, not Apollo Creed.
Yes.
Tim Riggins.
Tim Riggins.
I almost said Ted Ruggins. Happy Gilmore, and of course Dottie from A League of Their Own.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is actually hard now. We've been having our fun, but now I want to take this part seriously. But
I do too. I'll say I can think of one that I would eliminate.
Do it.
I'm pulling Teen Wolf.
Fair.
I think Teen Wolf, as much as that's an iconic performance, it's a moment in basketball history. I don't think he can quite hold a candle to anyone else here.
That's fair. High school. I mean, the real standout is Styles when he jumps up on the top of the Teen Wolf van and says, "These waves are mine," and surfs the van down the street of their town. Now that's athleticism.
That's athleticism, and that should be an Olympic sport.
Very dangerous and not a great inspiration for children.
Hey, in your opinion, man.
Yeah.
We grew up in different towns.
Yeah, it's true.
There's an obvious, there's a debate to be had here. There's a conversation. I feel like half of our Mount Rushmore can't be from the Rocky franchise.
True. I think we need to choose Adonis or Rocky. And I would lean Rocky just because of the originator, and the story is less likely
Yeah.
of a more unlikely
Right.
huge movie.
He's just a guy, whereas Adonis Creed is the son of one of the greatest boxers of all time, who has a
Yeah.
lot of privilege.
Yes.
I agree, and I think maybe we can revisit this conversation in 40 years when they make a movie about Rocky's kid, being mentored by Adonis. Then maybe we can talk about Creed.
Well,
growing
and
up there.
honestly, the genius of Creed is that they flipped it that way. It's so good.
I like those movies more, but I do
Yeah,
think Rocky's the more
especially
iconic
now.
athlete.
Much rather sit down and watch those movies, but it's
The
because
quality
Rocky
is-
set the template. Yeah.
Totally. It's like Rocky. In my opinion, you have 2 good movies in the Rocky franchise, but you have 3 good movies in the 2 great movies and a good movie in the Creed franchise.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, we're getting close. We have 7 now.
Yeah. I think we can. We have to choose between Rudy and Tim Riggins.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
And for me, I when I wrote this, when I was working on my faves, my top picks, I had Rudy above Tim Riggins. But now I want to flip it and put Tim Riggins above Rudy.
Really?
Yeah. Rudy inspirational, but at the end of the day, if you take a step back, it's sort of dumb what happens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And he wasn't a great he embodied the mentality of sports, but he's not a great athlete.
How dare you?
I mean,
No, you're right.
stat-
He's not a great
check the
athlete.
stats. But you haven't seen Friday Night Lights.
I haven't
and honestly,
seen it, but
a lot of the charm of Tim Riggins is how he's very cool and very cool. He's just cool.
I do think that's a lot of the charm of when they put those guys on that mountain. I think they were kind of like, these are some pretty cool guys.
Yeah.
At the time. We know now that maybe they were less cool than a lot of people might have thought. Not to say
Yeah.
anything about anything.
Yes, truth.
But okay, we're getting close. I do think ultimately we have to choose between Air Bud and Lola Bunny, and unfortunately for Lola, I don't know if it's close.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, we just have to eliminate one.
Yeah.
It's funny because this is technically a dumb thing we're doing.
Yeah.
This is actually very hard and meaningful suddenly. I feel this is very
know.
meaningful.
I know. Okay. Here's there's a very funny argument that could be had. But I also will say, for as much as I do think Friday Night Lights incredibly iconic, such a moment in American culture, the only football player on this list. I do feel like Tim Riggins feels a little bit like the odd man out here, but I don't know. Do you think anyone else would deserve to get off this list before?
I feel like everyone watching this is screaming into their laptops, "Eliminate Air Bud, you idiots!"
How dare you?
They're because you're like, Tim Riggins seems like the odd man out. Is there anyone else here that feels odd in some way? That feels like slightly different than everything
That
else?
one of these might not be like the others.
Yeah. Which could it be?
I mean, hey, do you think we gotta take Air Bud up?
I think it's coming down to it's Tim Riggins versus Air Bud. So I don't know. And you seem to be leaning toward Bud.
I only because I'm not familiar with Tim Riggins' game,
Yeah.
But that I don't want to let that be necessarily a bias here. So I say I'm feeling pretty even on the 2 of them overall. Do you think we should keep Riggins and knock Bud down?
I mean, that's where my heart is going, only because I was so adamant, like, oh, a lot of these movies are like making fun of sports, and we're still fighting for Air Bud, a movie about a dog, not only who plays basketball for I believe the first one he was just playing locally in a local team, to in whatever movie I feel he played in the Olympics, NBA. There's football buds.
He has children. He has a dynastic sports family. The Air Buddies.
They're buddies. Wow. So you're making a case for his breadth.
I mean, I think LeBron goes up a tier in the sort of, Hall of Fame consideration because his kid also plays in the NBA.
Interesting.
All right, fine.
I actually
Let's
think
look
the
at that
opposite.
for a
Doesn't
second.
it? Doesn't it damage someone when like they're like, also my son is good? It's like, well, I thought you were a standalone, an icon, and if you're like, oh no, here's this other one like me.
Right. That like Jerry Rice and Michael Jordan, it kind of helped them that their kids weren't very good at their sport.
They're one of one. There's
Right.
something magical there. LeBron's like, look, this guy's good. It's like, well, keep making heroes, guy.
Yeah, yeah. Why didn't you make more?
Air Bud had like 9
Yeah.
star athletes. That's fucked
Catch up, dude. Okay, so do we like Rocky, Tim Riggins, Happy Gilmore, and Dottie?
I love this. I think this is excellent. I think
is
this
great.
is the Mount Rushmore of fictional athletes.
And in terms of, I think we should, talk a little bit about what did we learn today. I think this is the Mount Rushmore definitively. There's no subjectivity here. Absolutely, like
No.
you say, this is just the definitive Mount Rushmore for sure.
It's like
We figured
when you
it
do
out.
math, there's one answer, and that's what we did here.
We got it.
Inarguable.
I think what's funny to me right now as I'm looking is in the A and S tiers, right? There are a combined 1, 2, 3 basketball players. Oh, sorry, no 4. Never mind. Okay, these 2 are basketball players. I was going to say it was really striking that you have to get to B tier before you find the first human basketball player.
It's true.
But never mind. There's 2 of those guys from White Men Can't Jump. They're both good. Okay. I like that list. I like that Mount Rushmore. I'll do a quick Photoshop of that tonight.
Good,
Put
good
that
man.
up with these clips.
I think that's great, and I like we cover baseball, hockey, football, boxing. This is good.
The American masterpiece. Yeah, I mean, really.
And
we are
I get
leaving out
hockey and
basketball.
golf, I should say. It's a hockey player who becomes a golfer.
That's true. You get a twofer on that one.
Twofer.
That's really good. Yeah. This is good, man. I think we really accomplished it. And I don't think anyone would have anything to say about this.
Come at us, guys. We want to hear your takes. What did we get absolutely wrong? Or most of you will just nod your head and say yes. Just put that in the comments. Just write the word yes. That's what 98% of people will do. And then you got somebody who's going to be out there trying to get Al Bundy up there on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very fun.
We accomplished it.
Another great episode of Wild Card. Interesting. This show is turning into us and other people having fights that are right next door to sports.
Right.
Eventually, I think the next episode we actually will be covering current, modern, live sporting events.
Yes, I do think next episode will actually be sports relevant. Right now, we're in the ADU on the sports property,
Yes. Oh, good.
and
yeah.
we're going into the main house next week, I think.
But this is very fun. I love this. I want to keep doing this. Folks, come back. I think we're going to end up doing this Thursdays at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on the reg. So definitely come check us out. But there'll be clips. We'll be live on Buzzer all the time. Come find us. We're on Buzzer literally all the time. Thank you for watching all day long. I sleep Buzzer. My brain is Buzzer.
Me too. I eat Buzzer in a lot of ways.
Yum. Baked Buzzer again for dinner.
I love
Yummy,
bits.
yummy. Get it out of the oven. Folks, we'll see you next time. Good